Hi Pisces, I'm Empress Rose. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we're going to take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength on this particular reading, go check your other major placements. Just had sort of somewhat exhausting issues setting up my camera just now, so I'm a little... but I don't dare mess with it again, so it is what it is right now. All right, what do we have for Pisces? We're starting with this intuitive vibe from the Moonology and Work Your Light Oracle decks mixed up together, and then we're going to move to the Golden Tarot for no. We'll just take what landed upright and put back what landed upside down, because that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, we're taking these all together as sort of a paragraph. And then we're going to move to Golden Tarot for a more traditional spread. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Yes. Holy crap, Pisces. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. Okay, we have a new moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins. It could be just a relationship. Doesn't have to be romantic. Some of the phrasings here bother me, but a new cycle begins, a new relationship. It could be a new thing. By cycle, someone's like, what do you mean by cycle? It's just like starting something new. You're starting a new conversation or a new, you've met someone new. This is a new adventure. This is a new conversation or a new buddy, a new partner in work or life or whatever. So I love it. It's going to be balanced. There's a lot of compromise. You're teaming up with somebody. Some kind of new relationship is starting here. So a lot of communication. It's going to be very balanced communication, really beautiful. So new moon in Libra. So have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. So things are moving forward. So we have a new moon, but we also know that things are actually moving forward. Sort of a springtime of some sort of project, some sort of relationship, some kind of issue, sort of a springtime feeling here. And you're having faith in your dreams. You will get there. You're just at the beginning, though. You're just sort of at the beginning where you're starting to understand what this dream is, where you're starting to see it. It's the pure intention is starting to, the pure intention that came into the universe is starting to be understood, starting to have take some shape here. A win-win outcome is forecast. Now we have full moon in Libra, so we have the fruition. So whatever project or conversation or whatever, it's headed in a really great direction already, just from the get-go here. A win-win, everyone's going to get what they want. People are leaving happy, balanced, even, fair, completion. And then, oh man, there's just a lot of balance here, a lot about two entities being very well balanced because, well, first of all, we have new moon in Libra and full moon in Libra. So it might actually even be like a quick moving conversation or relationship, just teaming up for the week, something like that, because it looks like it both begins and ends this week. Maybe not ends, but something comes to fruition. Something begins and something comes to fruition. And then we have also in this sort of twin-like energy, we have this meditate or balance. In the balance energy that we're getting here, we have meditate and contemplate. This is new moon in Pisces, which is you. So we've got the fish, we've got the little fish here and some sort of emotional connection. But there is like, there could be some sort of kindred spirit, again, soulmate energy coming in here with these two fish swimming in emotional waters. But there's also a balance between spirituality and thinking things through, the intellect and the heart, the head and the heart, keeping those things in balance. So there's a lot of balancing here. Meditate and contemplate. So think it through, but also feel it through. Also allow whatever needs to bubble up. Again, with this sort of dance between this flow between this balanced, beautiful flow between two entities, we have dance with life, do something to change your energy. I think this is really just dancing with life, possibly dancing with this other person, this other partnership. Wow, there's just so much about two entities connecting here, and it really feels very relationshipy, even though that relationship may be part of a bigger business plan or a bigger project. It's not necessarily just a romantic relationship. It could be any kind of relationship. You're going to be engaging in some sort of conversation. It's going to be very beautiful connection with someone. Look, just the way these dresses are and the way these fish are. There's this flow here. There's this beautiful dance that's going on here. This beautiful flowing dance. People are going to like it. And then I really like this one. I like this one for two reasons. We have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. So stretching yourself, asking yourself to do something that you normally wouldn't do, really, I think, helps create this beautiful flow between two people, having faith in your dreams and stepping out of your comfort zone. So one of the reasons why I like this North Node is that although I've known my North Node, I've not connected with it, not really understood it. I'm not an astrologer. I divide my my readings into astrological signs to make them easier to access, more likely to get a reading that's more specific to you, because breaking my subscribers down into or viewers down into 12 groups seems more likely that you're going to get a message that relates to you and that I connect to your energy. So I have a rudimentary understanding, I've been studying astrology for 20 years, but I'm not an astrologer, and the charts I find overwhelming. But I did do a lot of work on my North Node this week, and the accuracy, it was mind-blowing. In some ways I wish I'd known about it earlier and had studied it earlier. In other ways, I'm very glad I didn't, because the choices were all very authentic and not an end goal in mind. But it's so amazing what I personally have just been through was absolutely encapsulated in this North Node. So I love bringing up the North Node. I think the other thing about North Node that it reminded me of is that advice is not a one-size-fits-all thing. We all have these very unique journeys. We're coming here with unique personalities, inborn as unique individuals. We're all having very unique formative events. Even people from the same family can have very vastly different formative events in their life, in their early lives. So we all have sort of this path, and what is great advice for some people on their path is really different than the advice. And in fact, that advice that they want to give other people about how they got where they got and how they did what they did, that very advice can be very destructive to someone on a completely different path, which is what my path has been about, knowing that and understanding that the advice I was getting was for people that are not me. I don't need that advice. I needed totally different advice in my life, and realizing that's been very helpful for me. So anyway, working on your North Node, if you're curious, my North Node is in Scorpio, and it just makes so much sense for the decisions and choices I've made over the last several years of my life. So anyway, this is really beautiful energy. What a gorgeous little reading here. New relationships. Everyone's going to be happy. There's this dancing, there's this push-pull, this thinking things through while also following your heart, which is what dancing is, especially if we're going to do ballroom dancing or dancing that coordinates with other people. We have to both learn the steps and then bring our own energy, and we can't help but bring our own energy. But embodying those steps, yeah, there's a structure, yeah, there's things we need to think through, but then beyond that, there's this beautiful exchange of energy and flair, and your own personality is going to come out in that anyway. So stepping out of your comfort zone, you may need to do something that's not very comfortable for you, but it's all a win-win outcome is forecast, and have faith in your dreams. What could be more beautiful than that? We're going to take a flower card, just one. Hyacinth. Playfulness. Oh my God, with this dance with life, I love it. Play is the royal road to childhood happiness and adult brilliance. Yes, indeed. Play is the natural way that people learn. We learn so much easier when it's play, when it feels good, when we're in our zone. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. Playfulness. I love it. So bringing some playfulness to this. All right. Now let's go to the Golden Tarot. For Pisces, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Wow, yeah, there's a lot of relationship-y energy here. And this, again, this could be a work relationship, a family relationship, a friendship. It doesn't have to be, you know, soulmate, although there is a lot of that energy here. But it could just be a kindred spirit, someone kindred, someone you're working with. Because we can't just have, like, we're not meeting our soulmate every week, right? That's not happening. So, I mean, maybe we are. I kind of feel like I have a deep connection with just about everybody I meet. I wouldn't call them soulmates, but there is something kindred, something I recognize in just about every person I meet. There's a recognition of, I don't know what. I could conjecture, but Ram Dass says we've all been around so many times, that we've all been in relationship with each other in multiple different relationships, predator, prey. That's the one that comes to mind first. You know, lovers, haters, enemies, best friends. We've all, in some incarnation, had relationships with each other before. That's what he says. I'm not gonna, like, you know, go to bat for that as being the truth, but I feel it. I can feel that. That makes some sort of emotional sense to me with the way I see people. All right, so anyway, in your recent past, we have Page of Swords, some sort of truth coming in, some sort of clear understanding, possibly even communication, but it's a very clear understanding. The pages are about understanding, gaining wisdom, and clarity. So this page is learning. It's the learner. So you've been learning about something, learning about some sort of truths. The page is here to change the dynamic. Like, some sort of dynamic is changing as you learn about it, as you learn more, as you start gaining understanding. And man, that Page of Swords, that is about some insightful understanding, some clarity. That sword is sharp. It's a piercing clarity that really changes the dynamic of a situation. You've come to understand something, see something more clearly. You've been figuring out what to do with it. How do you wield this truth? How do you wield this understanding? What does your life look like now that you understand that? How do you bring that into your relationships, this new understanding of either yourself or some sort of dynamic? How do you bring that into your relationships? In your current situation, you have the Emperor. You have a lot of power here. You may not feel it, but this card's here to tell you. You do have a lot of power. You have the full power. You have communication from divine spirit. You have a right. You have a right to instigate action. I feel like this could be part of your stepping out of your comfort zone. If you tend to instigate action, I'm not sure I know many Pisces that do, but if you tend to instigate action, maybe you're stepping out of your comfort zone would be letting someone else take the lead. But this Emperor is that you have the power, you have the right to rule, you have a lot of power over both yourself and something going on in the outer world. So you have a divine right to control or be in charge of something right now, or you are in charge of something. You're in the driver's seat. The ball is in your court. I don't know how many more, little sayings I can come up with that mean that same thing, but that's where we're at. And then what's it in your inner landscape, what you're afraid of or what you're worried about or thinking about or hopeful for? No. Four of Cups. So in Four of Cups, the overall gist is there's been some sort of offer and there's been some sort of rejection. So you could be, since the ball is in your court, you could be worried about rejection. This card also has a sense of not wanting to repeat a pattern, wanting to break out of a pattern. If this is your hope, this would be about wanting to, you've already had this drink, you hate it. Why does someone keep ordering it up for you? You've already had this experience. You've had emotional exchanges in the past that have not gone the way you wanted to. And you're worried and you may not want to continue on that way. You may be like, yeah, I don't like this argument. We've had this argument about at least 3 times in the last month. I don't want to have it again. So that could be your hope, is to be able to refuse a continued cycle. But I think also you might also have a fear about being rejected, a fear about making an offer and having someone refuse it. Maybe you're making the offer and you're worried that if you make the offer, it's going to be refused again. And there's a level with 4 of Cups, there's a level of repetition here. There's been some sort of overindulgence going on as far as like, maybe. I mean, there's also a sense of, you get like a sense of an alcoholic refusing a drink. Finally, just like, no, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to do this anymore. I've already been down this path multiple times. I don't want to go down this path again. So that's the positive reading of the 4 of Cups, is having gone down, having a repeated pattern that you're done with and you're over with, and you've gone down it too many times. That's what I mean by overindulgence. This could be overindulging somebody else's desires. You've given in too much to something, and you're done. It's the sense of just being done with something. So you're done with some sort of repetition, some sort of cycle, or you might be worried that somebody else is done with this repetition, with this cycle. So, but it looks like you're done with something. Somebody here is feeling quite over the same old offerings, not wanting it. Nope. We're going to stop accepting these offers now. Or it could be you worried that if you do bring in an offer, someone's going to refuse it, maybe again, or maybe this time they won't respond. And then what's the issue here? We have the Moon reversed. This is about not listening to your intuition. This is about not trusting your inner wisdom. The Moon is about it's about like all those little things inside of us, our little inner demons, our little inner things that we don't like and we don't like to look at. This is, the Jungian shadow work is what the Moon is usually about. It's not being done here by somebody, or there's something hidden here that is actually not going to be able to be revealed. This is also, the 2 dogs. This one doesn't depict it, so maybe I shouldn't go there, but I'm already there. So it's the coyote and the dog. It's the wolf and the dog. It's what's tameable within us and what's not tameable within us. And there could be a lack of understanding of what you can control and what you can't control, even within your own self. I mean, that's what's interesting, is people are like, oh, get control of, your kid. And it's like, dude, I'm barely in control of myself. Like, how can I expect my child to execute self-control perfectly when I can't, and I certainly know you can't. So there's just like this, acknowledgement that there are these wild things inside of us. And that's either not being acknowledged, the unknown may be not being embraced. Right? We have to embrace the unknown in this world, or else we're going to spend our lives fighting it and asking for certainty, which isn't available. I don't even know where that desire comes from. I know I have it. This desire for certainty when it's never been a thing. It's not a thing in this life. So I don't know where that comes from. Why would we desire something that's never existed? So anyway, the Moon in reverse, that which is tameable, that which is not, that's that within us, the things we don't know, they're either not being looked at, or there's something that's not being seen, some sort of subconscious issue that you may not, it's just something unseen that's remaining unseen. Subconscious issues at work that aren't known yet, what they are. What else is new? And so then we have this, what's in your environment? 8 of Wands, communications. Communications, quick communications. It's necessary communications. There's a lot of communication going on in your environment, which is good, because we've got these communication heavy cards here. Well, not heavy, but the Libra is all about, communication. So 8 of Wands, a lot of messages in your environment. They're not necessarily always messages from, they can be messages from yourself, from earlier, messages from yourself, from the future, messages, divine messages, because in this Emperor card, we have this black eagle here. The black eagle is about messages from God, messages from divine, messages from our higher self. So anyway, lots of communication, could be within, could be with this, with whatever other person appears to be in here. So lots of communication. And then here we have your to-do list, dear Pisces. I just love this so much because this 2 of Cups, and we have these 2 fish in the water. This is the 2 of Cups. This is the beginning of the 2 of Cups relationship. And then these 2 here, and then the balance between the Libra, new moon, and full moon. It's very beautiful, very beautiful. So we have this 2 of Cups energy. This is sharing your heart, sharing your soul, sharing a deep emotional sharing, a deep emotional connection. Actually, when I was talking about how that's what this card always reminds me of, is all the kindred spirits that I meet, or that recognition, that soul recognition with, ideally it's happening with everybody you meet, right? Because we have all been around so many times. So there is like, it's not safe to like share with everybody, but you know, just having that realization and the understanding that you've had some sort of deep connection going back through the beginning of time with everyone here, with all of their molecules, even just going back to the Big Bang idea of just us all being one at some point. And this division and this separateness is so illusionary, but real too. So anyway, but this is 2 of Cups. This is deep emotional sharing. So bringing that in, that deep emotional sharing, that dance, that bringing in some playfulness. Make sure it's not too heavy, but bringing in some playfulness here. And so that's your job. That's your to-do list, Pisces, is to beautifully share with someone, connection, emotional connection. It will lead to wisdom and understanding. And then what's going to happen? Oh, so I'm just going to take this tower as like big shit's going to happen. Big shit's going to happen. That's not what I meant. Big stuff is going to happen. Something big is going to be changing. It's going to be life-changing because we have also a win-win outcome forecast. So I don't want to be like, it's the tower moment. I mean, illusions will fall. Illusions maybe of separateness will fall. Things will be revealed. There's sort of a massive dethroning happening here. A turn, maybe even a quick turn of events. I mean, this tower depicts people in agony and pain. I'm not saying this is going to be a painless process, but we do have a win-win outcome forecast and have faith in your dreams. So there might be a painful process, but there's also a lot of revelations here. This 2 of Cups is just reminding me of that vulnerability of connection with other people, and yeah, right, big catastrophe is a possibility, but we have win-win outcomes. So I'm going to combine that and just say it's going to be a big, beautiful place that you're going that's going to change a lot of things. Just making this connection is going to change things. All right, and then a little Kuan Yin here. Then what do we got? What do we have for Pisces Kuan Yin? Thank you. It's such a polite deck. Oh my gosh. Always one card. None of this like 4 billion cards. It's always one card. Ha! I love it. Wild ride. You're in for a wild ride. The quickening, the fast track with the Divine Mother moves us rapidly through life's changes. The road can get a bit bumpy when traveling at her accelerated pace, nor will you often feel that you are in control of the navigation. This is part of the experience when you are to be moved rapidly with divine help. Best to just hold on to her and trust you'll get where you need to be. Yeah, I feel like this reading actually really does have like so many reasons to trust. You have a win-win outcome that you are going to get. You're getting where you need to be. Everything that's happening to you, even a tower moment, a big, you know, changing crisis moment. It's all for your benefit. Everything is working out for you, even if it doesn't feel like it. But this reading is really beautiful. So you have a win-win outcome forecast. Have faith in your dreams. And then thus you're getting where you need to be. So this Tower moment could be a little bit scary, but with some of these other cards here, I'm feeling much more reassured with them. All right, Pisces, I hope that this was a helpful reading for you. Thank you so much for your likes and, of course, your subscribes and, of course, your comments. I respond to comments just a couple days a week. So if I don't respond right away, that's why I have to limit it a little bit. So just for my own self, not because it's an overwhelming amount, but just because, yeah. Anyway, so Pisces, I hope you have a great week.